Afternoon, everyone. Tim Vagabond. Hope you're all well. And Tim Slack, ex-professional player, semi-professional player, played around the world, scored many goals. Most of the time played as a forward, won things individually, player of the year, players player of the year, leading goal scorer, won team events as well. Won things like the league and cups in different parts of the world. So coached at Blackburn Rovers, coached at Man United soccer schools, coached at Bobby Charlton's International Soccer School back in the day. So that's going back a while. You could tell that's how old I am. I'm into my 60s, so been involved in the game over 60 years. So that's a little bit of an intro. Let's get to the main part of the vlog. Okay, so the vlog is about the English Premier League, one of my great passions. Now, I'm going to explain to you today what I feel is such an important position. Every player is important, okay? And the new rules that have been brought in are going to make, just crossing the road, I'm in South Perth, by the way. The new rules that have coming in, just touch on the goalkeeping one. That's going to change the game again slightly, because the goalkeepers will be under quite a little bit more pressure now to distribute the ball, and the goalkeepers have been learning that skill for many years, how to be better with the ball. So now they go back a little bit. Some of them will go backwards and just get without the ball, which will create more long balls, which again will change the dynamics of the team task or of the formation, whatever. But the position I want to talk about is a central midfield player. Obviously, so he holds his position, but he can win the ball. He can get around the pitch. Yeah. So if you're going to get a player now, and it's always been the case, an older player coming to the end of his playing days, it's going to find it difficult to get around the pitch. I'll give you an example. I haven't analysed the game or studied the game, but I watched most of the United v Arsenal game, and United lost again. And for me, that's their biggest weakness, and it has been for many years, is that I can't think of a player. Okay, the closest player they've had in that position would be Paul Scholes. And Scholesy was, not only could he win the ball, but his great strength, his profile was to create things, make things happen, score goals, usually influential player. But if you were asking Paul Scholes to win the ball every single time the opposition were coming at you, you'd lose some of his skill set. So I'm thinking now more of, this is what I want to try and cut to the chase. You need a player like Brian Robson or a Roy Keane, whose emphasis was to win the ball, still get around the pitch and give it. Sometimes give it simple, sometimes which is short pass, sometimes play a long creative pass. Sometimes, if you haven't got the time, you just have to play it long and into space so one of your forwards can get to the ball. Now, just quickly, for me, United haven't got that player. Okay, Fernandes can't do it. Fernandes wants to be on the end of everything. He wants to be everywhere and nowhere, baby, and you can't do that. Okay, so he's that's one of, for me, yes, he's a good player, but I wouldn't have him in my team. Fernandes. Another one who's past his best, and I shouldn't say it like that, but needs to be moved on, is Casemiro. Because Casemiro could have done it in his pomp, when he was top of his game. He can't do it now. Yeah? So, the player, I'll say, the solution that United, I mentioned it in a couple of vlogs ago, they need someone like a Carlos Baleba, the young lad, who's down at Brighton. But they've made approaches, can't get him. So that one has fallen by the wayside. But another one who's would be an absolute perfect fit, and again potential to be United captain, and even go on and be a great at United, is Wharton. So the young lad Wharton, who's at Crystal Palace, he would fit the bill that United need ASAP, because otherwise it's the same old story. Both the new lads who came in, Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, did well, yeah, in moments. But at the end of the day, those players are brought there to create and score goals. Well, they didn't score a goal, yeah, and they conceded a really soft one. You know, the goalkeeper's got to be stronger. So that wasn't a good for me. You know, you might rave about it was, oh, they played well and this and that, but they lost. And at the level we're talking about, you don't get many chances. Yeah, so not very good for me. Now, another player who could fit the bill, but is towards the end of his playing career, is Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, who went to Sunderland. I watched some of the Sunderland game against West Ham, and Sunderland were very good. I was surprised and impressed in equal measure, because I thought that I didn't think Sunderland would be able to change as many players like they did and look balanced, have good combinations and look a threat going forward. So they either played very, very, very well, which I think they did, or West Ham and Graham Potter are in for a really tough time. And Graham Potter, yeah, he's just like Amorim. They're not going to get a long time. Give them 12 games, and if they don't change it up and start winning, that's it. Bye bye. City showed flashes of back to the best, but it's only one game. So City were good, as I mentioned before. Liverpool absolutely tremendous, and that was good. And another team I saw a little bit of, but I didn't study it or analyse it too deeply, was Nottingham Forest. And again, it looks as though Nottingham Forest had just picked up from where they left off last year, which is always a really, really good sign if you can do that. So, like I said, not seeing all the games, watched some of the games, but not analysed the games. Tonight's a big game. We've got Everton against Leeds. I think Everton are going to do a job on Leeds. So yeah, great. It's great that the English Premier League's back, and it's like I said, I'm really pleased I managed to get it. Now the technology working till it stops the next time. So okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, look after yourselves. Love to you all, and God willing, see you next time. Tim over and out. Bye for now. Thanks.